So I'm just playing back the dollar yen somewhere on time on the 4 hour chart with my 4 period, 3 period, 2 period moving average. Different kinds of moving averages just give me a nice gooberlicious trend trading system. Now you could say here that you should be buying all pullbacks, so we could do that. We could buy one at the market on a pullback into the cloud. I think that's completely valid. This robot got trapped up here somehow. But this is my limit I have pending right now. For the rest of the week, I'll be buying in here. And I would just come up here and take the $10 drops. So I decided that maybe the way to think about this is if you were to have a roll system that you can trade a 25, a 50, and a 100 pip stop. This way, you have a day swing, like a 15-minute swing trade. I don't know if you're going to make 100 pips with a 25 pip stop, but that's not a bad place to start. And you can risk 100 to make 100. It's only for the really good swing traders that can see that, okay, it's worth me to risk $10 to make $10. Yeah, I would have bought there at the end of the 4 hours, or the robot would have bought the trend trade at the market, but I couldn't rely on just that because what if they smash this thing back into this little thing here? So I'm going to put more tickets in there. Always running the trailing limit entry stop hunt capture window. And if I was on the 1 hour, I could justify pulling the trigger every hour it's down. So I'm not breaking a rule. Buy when it's down at the market, sell when it's up at the market. If it's really up hard in 15 minutes, then it may only pull back 3 pips. If it's really ripping, it just depends what currency also. If it's really smashing into some fresh territory, it's going to be ridiculously vicious, and then it's over. It drifts, and it's got to rest. After a big run, this robot's going to run trailing stop, I think. This robot does not do bad either. It's some goddamn, it's drawing that trend line, and it's drawing this expanding trend line. It's kind of neat. I have no idea if it would run on the, may run on the smaller time frames, but the 4 hour chart to me is a realistic view of what's possible. You're making new highs you took out last week's highs. You took out at least 4 weeks of high that we know of. If we go real back far here, real back far, there's got to be resistance here. It's got to be. All the way to there, there's got to be. It can't just be. Okay, so now I'm thinking, let's sell at the 50, scalp out. So sellers are coming in right now. Look at it back off. Okay, so that was the window. Boom, they're out. So the scalpers have scalped into the top of that 4 hour bar, right? So we would have got out there. Then we could just come in here with limits and just walk away. We've padded the account. We can just start stacking up limits here. And maybe start running shallow limits like this now. So it's not necessary to drop down the 5-minute chart if you want to buy here, because it's totally makes sense to buy somewhere on a retest of the last price. So maybe we got picked up on something there. The scalpers that sold the top of that definitely cashed in because they came all the way back to like here. So we can just imagine that we're putting in pendings like this, and we're looking for that insane sell-off to here so we can just fucking buy so much, and we just don't give a shit. Those are amazing prices if we ever make it back there, regardless of this cloud bullshit saying it's going up. Same thing on the top side. Anything up there has got to be amazing to sell. Like anything above here is gold. All the way to that 100-yard line. It's a complete sell trap. I mean, complete buy trap. Look how vicious this, once it takes out this, it goes into a 200 pip window and comes back so hard off of this top. Look at that. Can you survive that move? Well, you got to be careful when it dips into this window, right? The moment it takes out this top, something's up. I mean, here's the first attempt. Come back to the oldest breakout. Actually overshoots, comes way deep into the last known top before the big run up. Then it's just out of control, right? I mean, you can see these stories. Now when you zoom in, you see all those auctions inside of the auction. It should be clear at this point, no matter what market it is, whether it's stocks or whatever these people are talking about, anytime they take out the low of the week, and you can see people cashing out that bought super deep, the cash out to here, starts to engulf. People are like, holy shit, look at the fucking retest. Like 1 pip deeper. Just took some goober out. Some hyper ethical moral trader that's running his money management properly. You don't understand, man. Last time I lost my house. Let me guess, Jed, you put your stop here. You said they'd never get it. That's right. I knew we were going above here to stop hunt this guy and then go for the lonely wick. I knew we were going there. And I just said, dude, really? You want to remember last time? But look at this trap up in here. Look at how insanely vicious from here all the way across. It has not been for 3 weeks. And once we fill that, they're like, woohoo. I mean, it's literally like, well, who's the next guy to fuck over? This guy with the stop here, who's the guy that bought down here, right? The guy that bought down here is like, I did the right thing. I made 100 pips. I mean, granted, I left all this money on the table because I couldn't see the seller's window. But yeah, okay. Sure, I get it now. This double top becomes a bottom. I see what you're saying. Now, that was another place we could have sold, scalped out. We could have stayed for that extra mile. Look at this thing go screaming through, and now it's about, we just missed our buy at the market. Another buy at the market in the cloud. So this goes on forever. Let me speed it up. I'll take this to hyperbolic speed here. See if I can think on the fly. So yeah, I mean, look at the big picture here. Wow, all this left behind. I wonder if we're ever coming back here. So this is the thing I was curious about. If the news came out and it was really ridiculous, and meanwhile you got all these bulls by the balls here. I mean, all the bears are getting crushed right now. All the way to this top, they're in pain. All the way to here going, oh really? You're gonna go after that stop now? So if you've ever moved your stop, that's the feeling. Oh, look at, they're going to go after this guy's stop. Yeah, some guy has a little baby rooftop here at the 50-yard line. Oh, look at the scalp off the top of that. There are people selling up there. There really are. Or it wouldn't have pulled back. There had to be somebody to take the other side of that. So yeah, I'm thinking now I'd go for the buy limit. Maybe just these 4-hour basements now. That's the only thing that matters, I think. So just looking at it like this, if I was forced to trade it, this view. Okay, they just stopped hunting here. So we could have bought here in a limit in the cloud and claimed that we were in a trend trade. But honey, we were in a trend trade. We had limits down here just in case there was a stop hunt. So I think if you bought at the market, at the end of each 4 hours, it's down in the cloud. Plus you got pendings here, if we ever make it back here. And every time the market goes up away from here, maybe this expires because it's so deep, it just seems unrealistic unless the news comes out. It's not coming back here. So we just got filled on a limit there, see? In other words, we put in limits and they kept teasing it down. They finally, we got a confirmed fill there, and it's getting vicious. And now we could get all of these tickets filling because of a news event right now. They could plunge this thing so fucking hard. And there you go. Finally getting filled. And if we had sold this 12-hour rooftop, we could have claimed from void to void that we just cashed out of that. Now, buying at the market because it's down big, we would have gotten there at the market on one, but we've gotten filled on limits. We don't want to overload it, so I'd sit tight on that until we can start cashing out into these rooftops when they stop hunting the bears. So the bears are hoping at this point that we are going to go down here now, and that this is just the shoulder. It has to be their dream. This is shoulder, head, shoulder, deep dive. We're coming after this guy, this guy, this guy. All these guys are still waiting to get their nuts crushed. So anybody that's, I don't know where we're at on the monthlies or stuff, but if this is the shoulder, head, shoulder, then it is going to be a bone crusher. Because once we take out this lonely wick, we're coming into the best buys on the planet. We would put more tickets down here. So we're always putting the fat orders down here just in case we get that amazing, like this one here. So we reserve a lot of tickets for everything below here. And then when it gets below here, this is where you get in super fucking heavy. It also corresponds to this top and the last known top. This window here is a pretty big deal. And even getting a contrarian confirmation that, the 4-period moving average guys have just woken up that it's going short. And you're really fading a shitty robot at this point. You have to be able to see the flaw of the indicator and use the flaw. I mean, structure is going to rule. This is just a chance to, I guess this is the trend trade. You sell here, it's blue, and you ride it, but you're coming into this window, which is connected to this really deep hole. And this is the new support. So you have support here. But that is the slot, trailing slot. Okay, so we just got filled on our limit, right? And the bears are like, holy shit, we are taking this bitch down to here, right? But for us, we're going to scalp off of, or for me, I'm scalping off of this with limits because I don't want to have to babysit it. If it comes down here, that's wonderful. Just coming in at structure now, people are like, oh, it closed there, and this is the top. That becomes a bottom. This is the top, becomes a bottom in time on the 1-period moving average, and now the battle starts. So this is that vicious hot spot. The scalpers are out about, the buy scalpers are out about right now. They're already out because they wrote it back to here. Now they're coming into some more of my buy limits now. So yeah, depending on how many tickets you put in, because we could just keep going down, right? I mean, that's just how it is. And of course, if we bought down here, we're definitely getting out, hopefully here on something. It looks pretty, actually, it looks smooth as hell on the 4-hour chart. You just accept the fact that it's down and you're buying at the market here. You would, if you're a bull, you would have bought 1, 2, 3, 4 at the market. And now you don't buy anymore, and hopefully your limits are cashing out. And here's the sell windows starting to stack up now. So that's just oh, my cloud's turning blue now, so it looks like the robot saying, oh, it's sell mode. was like back testing this. You couldn't do a because you have to trade what you see on the structure. The indicators are just unless they're closing prices. It's just you're softening up. You're taking the noise out. You're taking all the detail out. You got to have that noise in there. So here, coming into my critical giant fat tickets here, waiting all week. It's another waiting game. And markets can come down here and turn around. So here we go, coming into my buy limits now. The bears are just all giddy about this channel. Well, they were able to draw their first trend line there, and it closed there. And now they're looking at this channel. But every time it goes slightly lower, if I didn't delete my tickets from the beginning of the week, then I just got this amazing fill. And of course, I have to buy more the lower it goes with a tighter stop. So here I'm buying tons here with a tight stop, and some of those had to scalp out into the bottom of here. So this is always going to be our exit as previous lows. Okay, now we're out. Now we're holding. Hopefully, one of these tickets is a big trend trade, and now we're coming after the bearish stops that have been stacking up by humans or money managers or an algo. And look, they just blew it out. So we're cashing out here. We had that sell limit up there. We marked this area off earlier, so we knew there's be a big battle here. So we could see the battle right there in the far. I think we're going to punch another. We're going to punch to this round number. And this is the window just above the round, all the way to that white line. And this is where people have moved their stops. They're like, fuck, are they really going up to? Yeah, probably, but I don't know how fast we can get there. Okay, so we sold here. We went flat at the 50. Now we're free to come in with buy limits beneath it. So we'd start the whole thing over again and start looking at this as a buy window. This is still a great slot to buy in. And if we did sell new highs, we better get the fuck out on half the position by the time we come back to this top, which we just did earlier. So that trade would be over. I think I'm at 2 pip fixed spread here. Okay, so now we could, if you're really aggressive, you'd run buy limits here, I think. For maybe like 8 hours. That's a 4-hour chart. I'd be selling here all the way to the 100. I'd be selling more up here and way more overlapping here. So overlap things, get a nice dense. It's like, it's like catching a ball, I suppose. Your mitt is fatter in the palm, you don't want to catch it with your fingers. Catch a falling knife. So here we go. This is quick and dirty. And here come the trend traders. We only had just a slight pullback at doji, and this is the 3-bar pattern. It's up. That's your ignition bar, but that's not really true. Any bar works as far as I'm concerned. In other words, it's just a rest bar. The guy with the thing was overcomplicating it. I'm just looking at the rest bar. That is brutal, and then here's your clean move. And now we're cashing out. We're either cashing out of our longs or we're going in the new shorts here. That's a stampede. Of course, we know if we didn't put enough tickets, we got to think in terms of this kind of order placement. You got unique sell banks up in here, and you're underwater on this first ticket here. And this is your break even. If we make it back, and maybe better than break even if it starts to engulf that. So it's and of course, hopefully we did scalp out here, and of course we were forced to buy at the market because it's down after going up. So that is the trend continuation, guys, but now it could get all noisy and choppy. But at least you took some of the risk off. I mean, the trick is to be in a position you don't have to worry about so much. Okay, so we got a trailing stop here that was not hit, amazingly, but this is a winning trade we're in right now. So they're actually going to hunt a winning stop here. It's kind of funny to watch it happen, but yeah, I would have been. This is going to be all noisy now. So hopefully we got out. Hopefully we sold something there, and we rode this one last burst, and then we are out, because now it's just we could come smashing all the way back and just shear off all of these. And when we get in here is where we put a bunch of orders now. Of course, this is always going to be like next week. We could be coming all the way back to here. There's really no reason why not. I mean, I don't see any limitations here. This is definitely going to be a big deal, getting to the white line that I marked off. So I don't know if we ever made it. We didn't quite make it to the top. But we certainly smashed a lot of bears to pieces there. Now here comes the big pullback, so looks like we get stopped out, but it went long again. Stopped out with a profit. So we would have had our trailing limits. Here's where we're going to buy. A ton is right here. So, and then we would actually go for twice the size here in a narrower range, because we don't know how far this. I'd rather buy this in wide segments until you get down here, and then anything past here, you're just like all in, just everything you got, especially here. And this whole area, you're going to have to cash out probably into here. This is already laid track here now. We already know the trade plan. So I would just sit that, and I would just have sell limit start here now. So if you don't want to participate in having to decide every 4 hours what's going to happen, I would just buy low, sell high like that. I think I'm on maximum playback speed. Yeah, 32. So that's here comes Sunday night, coming into the new week now. Now it's possible to go down there. It's certainly possible to go up here. Then above this white line, all the way to here, I'd say, wow, just great place to keep selling, I'd say. So if I was going to trade the yen on pendings that last all week, say like this. We could always do a rinse and repeat if we can see what's going to happen next, because we can kind of figure how the thing's unfolding. We could have made the argument that this is a bottom become a top in time, but I still think the premium real estate's going to be so far down here that people can't believe it, and so far up here people can't believe it. And we just wait for here's the first entry for the aggressive traders to have an order on that lonely wick all by itself. This is like the guy under the bridge that claims he's a veteran looking for money. So what do we got here for a window? It's 7 pip window. We would have got filled there. If we had a limit right around the bottom, the support here. Okay, now they're going to hunt down the bears, so we'd be cashing out of the scalps here, because we know the sellers are coming in here for a little bit. They're definitely going to come in up this 8-hour rooftop. But yeah, that's one pissed off. Here we are, attempting the high of last week already. That's a banker's zone up there, you know. Only big boys can trade up there, you know. Don't even try to trade that hot spot. Son, step away from the platform. What you did last time to the account, making all that money. People do not like that, to be honest with you. What you doing? He didn't even use moving average properly. You know, when your 3-year-old used Fibonacci better than you, maybe you shouldn't use Fibonacci. Coming to the sell limits here now. We could have loaded up on the wagon here. We could have just said, you know what? I bought everything in this trap. And you could have put a longer term cloud on. If you put an 8-period cloud on here, or a 6-period cloud, it probably would stay there. You know, you supposedly get better setups, less setups, but then you're kind of missing other things possibly too. That's serious trend trading, I guess. I prefer the 200-period moving average. That's true trend trading there, son. It's like we're so far outside the waves, it don't matter then. But that, look at the buyers, man. They're buying this doji. Low risk trend traders, just they're buying. They're loading up. There they go. It's going to break out. Say bye-bye. Oh, scalpers took them off the top of that. What a game. Yeah, once you see that 4-hour and that daily, and you never change time frame, you're just going, oh, I see. It's like that, huh? Okay. Fake breakout. They're like, yeah, well, I think this breakout, do you? Is it up? But then here the sellers come in again and just piss you off. And that is if you're thinking it's going to go to the moon. And then you're like, oh, I moved my stop to here. Is it too tight? Oh, I better move it back to here. And this is where everybody's got their limits to buy. People are like, oh, but I'm using that trend system. You don't understand. I went to school for trend trading. Stops are stacking up. Uh-oh. We got to do some stop hunting, or are we going to go shear off this top? It's so funny. I like this high-speed playback. It just proves the point that, yeah, you can say this is a double top becoming a bottom, but, like, you got to get, now you're getting filled on your buy limits, right? This is smart money getting filled there, son. See that? Smart money. I'm sleeping. They're filling up my buy limits in here. I'm buying all the way down to here. Buy, buy, buy. And then when it gets to here, I'm buying so much. People are like, what are you doing now? I'm sleeping. I know, it's pretty brutal. The 4-hour chart, I would say if you trade it structurally, it's a piece of cake. Either at the market or structurally. I don't know if you really want to trade breakouts on this. I think you want to kind of get in before the breakout. Hopefully we can... we're looking for it to break out the new highs. Maybe we're buying on pullbacks in the cloud. Got limits here trailing. Okay, we scalped out. We scalped out of whatever we just bought in here. It's an easy scalp. We know there's sellers here. It's going to be a big battle. We still have limits we can bring in here now if we're flat from that scalp. So it depends on how you're doing, how much you can take advantage of all these different techniques. Okay, we're holding. Now they're going to hit our sell limits. We got scalps built into that. This should be rugged if we blow off this top. It's coming into Wednesday now. I suppose we are going to go popping up insanely. But look at that pullback. The scalpers just cashed out of that. That was insane. So yeah, let me zoom in on this. I have to chase the price around now. But yeah, that was quite the drama. Look how they came back here and stop hunted this poor son of a bitch that was, he was, well, my moving average is pointing up. So what I did there was I waited for the confirmation and I bought. See, what I did is I wait for a bullish candle, just like the no-nonsense Forex guy told me to. And I get in and I'm like, hey, look at that. Because I did it here and it worked. Look at all the money I made. I'm here. I never buy it going down. No, that's just not right. That's so funny. I want to do this video about this guy that looks Amish. His name's Apari. Ooh, look at that. They just trapped some poor bozo. Guy had a buy stop here. I'm waiting for confirmation. I'm waiting for this candle to close up and I will buy. Didn't get no confirmation. I ain't buying. Fuck them. Not until that candle goes up do I buy. You know my rules. This baseline rule here, son. Baseline rule. Aw, he's got a baseline rule. Look at him stop hunt this poor goober. My grandpappy said, always run a trailing stop. Protect your profits. Sure, I know we bought here, son, and it's going to be break even if we're lucky. I know that. I mean, no, actually, we'll make this much. Sorry. Sorry, Hoss. I'm just teasing. You remember last time? Oh, well, there you go. I guess they took us out. Oh, shit. They're coming after my stop here. God damn it. Earl, what'd I tell you about buying here? They just took us out. Now, you know this is going to the moon. Oh, my God. That no-nonsense Forrest guy was right. Well, he's kind of right. He said buy when it's confirmed up. The other guy said, no, wait till it really breaks out, see? And then buy. And then be like, oof, stop hunting. Wait till it's going up to buy. Make sure you got confirmation there, son. I know you're getting stopped out a lot, but stick with it. Remember the books you bought? I know, but there's somebody's telling me to put the buy limit in, fucking stop hunting these goobers. Hey, the cloud says buy. Oof, they're just making it. So I'd be out. If I got in here, I know this is my exit. I'm not stupid. Not stupid like everyone says. If I bought from here all the way to here and I bought a ton here and a ton here, I never got filled on this. I'm definitely cashing out a half the position by here. Now I could come in with shallow limits. And if I'm holding it, selling all the way up now. All the way to here for the next 5 days. So the scalpers they're cashing out right now into this top. They already cashed out. And the guys that want to really make money are going to hold probably till maybe we hit this. Or at least fair value. Well, new seller is coming in up there. So you can't see it on here, but we made a new high. Look at them rivet back. So range traders win again. Always vicious. So if we're committed, we bought at the market there because at the end of the 4 hours, we got it's down. Buying down. We buy here at the market. So 3 buys at the market here, then we sell at the market. Look at him raid this. Wow. Now that's the best trade of ever. Having your stuff sitting here and just saying, oh, they're probably going to rip it to here. And thinking, oh yeah, that's it. Boom, you're out. And then you start selling here. And you're locked into a winning hedge. There you go. Woof. Beautiful scalp off the top of that. See, it doesn't move in a straight line. Look at him milk the top of that poor puppy. Oof, that was the white line. Look how we didn't even get near it. People are like, any minute now. Oh, they just filled my limits. Oh, beautiful. 4-hour chart, man. High-speed playback. Look at that. My big fat tickets down here. Now I'm telling, dude. When I see that, I'm thinking, let's put some orders in here. Holy shit. This could be epic. Oh, yeah. Everything on the way down to there, I just got filled on. And now I got to get out here. Oh. There you go. Boom. Now I got to get out here on that. Just cashed out of that. Now I'm holding, and I'm kind of daring. I want to put more limits in here. I think we're going to go lower. So, looks vicious. I mean, the volatility is brutal. Yeah, we go lower. So now I want to have just psycho tickets here. And I would have had psycho tickets right here, because see this basement? We actually probe it and go below it. And then I want to hold something if I can till here. Let's go to the next resistance. And we're out. So now we're flat. Now we could say, you know what? Let's go fucking nuts and put buy limits like this. We already got sell limits that have been filled up here. Hopefully, we held something through that monster fucking engulf. Jesus, that was insane. Okay, they're coming back to my buy limits. Now I feel self-assured we're going to come down below this possibly. And if not, I just got filled here. That's like a head and shoulders on a wick. So the 4-hour chart will prove to you that these moves are possible, even though we have not really gone anywhere since fucking Sunday night. For the guy that bought, or the guy that sold, they are all break even right now. As we come into these buy limits, because of this huge vacuum we left behind here, the most pressing vacuum is this fucking thing. And look at him dip into this window. And then below here, we are just going to buy so much, if need be. Hopefully, we are range trading the shit out of this thing right now. And we're looking for here, if we can get it. Certainly here. The news comes out. We could see even here, which would be psychotic. Oh, all we got was this. So we're always putting our orders in, daring the market to fill us. This is where everybody's going to cash out. Well, they did earlier on the clock, but we would have got out of half the position by now. I'm looking at this as the last known floor on Wix, and that's the closing. So, bam, we're out. Now we can come back and start putting the limits in again. And then down here, if we ever come back here. And I would say, if we're not still long on something, we're going to start selling up here now again. I deleted the line in the sand, so I got to put it back in. Oops, wait. It's up here. So I have not hit yet, I don't think. Just missed it by that much. It's a Get Smart trade. And then we're going to bam it right there. That'll be it. We should see sellers come in initially. Okay, we would have sold up into that. And we're just going to hope for the best. All the way to this. It's going to be nasty. I don't know what's there. That might be a 3-year high or something. Only a 4-hour chart. So we'll sell at the market at the end of 4 hours here if we're up. And we don't have enough limits filled, then I will sell at the market. So I just sold at the market, let's say. And inside there's a scalp, hopefully back to at least this wick. Okay, so we're above the line. This is the breakout point. A lot of people will buy here before it comes back. So look how brutal that is. And of course, the goobers are buying here and they're up. This is their confirmation. Crossed over, we bought, just like I said we should. It's an uptrend, This top bottom. The big vicious wackadoodle hunt. Here's your trend buy. Slightly down, buy with a tight stop. Put a buy stop in. If you're non-directional, put a sell stop in now. If we did get filled here on these shorts, hopefully we scalped to something to here and we bought something here to offset it. Otherwise, wait for a pullback to here to cash out. That's plenty to trade one currency. I can't imagine doing this on more than one currency. Especially if you look to the left and there's a big hole. Okay, looks like we're going to try to attempt to do another run for 25 pips. Get to this 100-yard line here. Okay, now I'm selling into that. Look at the stop loss this thing's running. Wow. It's way up in this trade. It's hysterical. Throw about. Okay, I'd definitely be selling above this triple top here. And we got enough money to sell to that for the next 12 hours. And we have a stop above that. We'll just put a master stop up here. Just to be on the safe side. We want to be on the safe side, you know. J take profit. Just be on the safe side. Oof. Wow. Just picked up one more of my tickets. Okay, just to be on the safe side, we're going to cash out of something if we ever make it back to the buyer's window. That's where the smart money's be buying down here. It's Archie Bunker trading. Maybe smart money be. Yeah, it is where they be down there. And non-directional, well, I guess non-directional people had to scalp out. So not getting all dicey. We'd definitely be taking something off the table there, even on this. If we sold the top of that. Okay, so we've made it back to the breakout point. Now we could engulf it. And I do want to buy, just for the bounce, this stuff. So I'm not really trend trading, and I'm just looking at the possible holes that are going to fill. So I'm range trading it at an angle. I can see the big move's going to be up. I mean this one, because it's cutting new territory, but the pullbacks can be such a high probability kind of trade plan, because if they ever make it back to here, you know there's going to be a lot of, if it can wick into here. If these orders last like just one day, that's 6 bars. You're looking for somewhere around 6, well, 1 to 6, let's say, to be on the safe side. Here, this plunge area. So, amazing. Now they just stop hunted this goober. So we would have bought his stop. We're starting to buy limits now. So now I'm going to go for a pure limit plan. I just bought the top of that a little bit for a trend trade. I still think we could go lower. But I'll accumulate. I can't do the perfect trade on every trade, so what I'll do is I will have the market order that I pull the trigger on here, if I happen to be here, or I have the trailing limit that picked up the pullback. And I'd stay here till it takes out the high of the day, high of the week, maybe the high of the year right now, and I'd cash out just as we go above there. So I just got out. Now I can just go flat there, and we could see it come ripping back and blow this out now. We still got limits pending here. So definitely would have sold the tippy top, even though we could pull back here, and at the end of this 4 hours, you go ripping north. There's, obviously we could just go ripping north. Look at this thing running a trailing money management. It's hysterical. This robot's fucking making money. It's stupid. Look at this damn thing. Made $52. Dumb piece of shit robot. So, look, it's going higher. What are you going to do? So we're going to sell here. And now we're going to sell above the 100. We're always ready to sell this much. So we could also gauge it. Actually, I have my finger on the trigger at the end of 4 hours to sell at the market also. So if I think we're going here, I won't sell at the market. I'll let them dip into this window, and I'll wait to the end of 4 hours and just sell, just so, because it feels good. I don't think it's really the best way to go, because you'd have to be awake 24/7. Okay, they're already filling sell limits here, so. Okay, I sold at the market there, just because it feels good. And I'm looking for them to go higher into more tickets. It's this kind of thing where you have quite a cushion of entry. And if you have enough dry powder there to go way up into the tippy top, then you can sell at the market more often. So it really depends how you space it, how big your account is, how much work you want to put in. Do you want to put 2Ks in there or 1Ks? I'd say 1Ks spaced, 10 pips apart is a lot easier to deal with than 2Ks. Because you can space them 5 pips apart. You can soften the blow. So we're still getting fill and sell limits here. And we would sell at the market also. So we sold here. Here we sold with a tight stop. Probably getting stopped out of that, but there's plenty of limits, and that's the key. Getting the limit strategy right, our tactics. We sold at the 100-yard line, like a true goober there. And we sold at the market because it was up, slightly up with a tighter stop. So we did that trade plan. If it's small up, still waiting to get filled on more limits here. Now we're committed to sell all the way up. We just have to wait for this thing to back off for us to scalp out anything now. And our exit needs to be like this. Back at the last breakout, we're also looking for a big wash out of this trailing vacuum. All the bulls. I'm going to go stop hunt the bulls now. Comes around, goes around. Okay. So we're going to hold through the stop hunt. We are not going to buy on limits here unless we just took 3 pips off the table there just by a target. It's just too near the top to start buying, I think, on shallow limits. It's too easy for it to crush down. Plus, we still have all these limits. I really want to sell up into it. So if we didn't pull anything out of here, it looks like you could only make about 4 pips here. Not 10 pips, if you're lucky. You'd have to have it all sitting at the round there, and you would have cashed out about 8 pips below the round. Here's your 8 pip window. So you're running 8 pip stop. So you can have an 8 pip stop on something up here. You can have a little bank like this. You could have big swing trades up here. You don't have to ride them all the way through. It looks like they're going to crush down a little bit. Looks like they're going to go hunting this guy, this bull stop, and this guy, bull stop. People that sold news highs, that's like their best trade so far. Looks like they sold right there. So now it's pretty fragile. This looks like a nice place to buy for 8 hours. Get a quick and dirty smack into that. I picked up a few tickets. Looks like the Bears are going to have their way with it now. I don't think they're done smashing it down. This is definitely the best place to buy now. We're certainly a long way from the breakout. It's still in existence. The funny thing about these markets are they just lay a trail that's so obvious. Okay, now we're buying heavily into this window. So let them hunt your limits. Put your limits down like this. We have to cash out here. Anything we fill up in heavy now, this is the new exit. We really are hoping, if we're bulls, that we're going to roar through this thing. Okay, they just filled one of my really big tickets. The big tickets start here. All this week. So we came into Sunday, still following through from Friday, made new highs. All the bears jumped on this thing. They're just having their way with it now. So we come in here and buy very ferociously into this thing. And then we just bought the market. Hoping they fill these tickets. We're going to run now. Run tickets here. Tickets there. I would say I'm going to go flat on everything I bought as soon as we go above here. Or even this window here, just above the round. Just be done with that trade. And then we can come back when the limit's all over again. Or just don't delete the limits that are sitting there. So it comes crashing in your tickets, cashes out some of the trade plan, some of the possible places the market could go, and we could sell up there. We could buy down below. Now we've got enough, if we made enough money here, we can start thinking about selling up here in these odd windows. And once you accept the fact that anywhere up there is a good place to sell, you don't have to be so picky, then it just frees you from having to be a slave to staring at the goats, men who stare at goats or something. It's just not worth it, So I can look at this and say, okay, they're coming back to my buy limits, Just let it happen. And if it doesn't, okay, well, we're up on the week. So that's the 4-hour chart. Here they come. Just like I knew they would. Look at them smash this fucker. Beautiful. And so we just put the biggest orders we can afford here now. And then here you're going to wish you bought more. You're going to wish you bought so much right there. And this just big ripe window has been sitting here this whole time. And you trapped the 4 period trend cloud goobers that think, oh, it's a new downtrend. This could be the start of a new trend. Oh, beautiful scalp. So we had to scalp into this bottom. We didn't have a choice. It wasn't a lot of pips. But we knew the rules. This bottom, we got to scalp to that. And we're hoping for more punishment below here so we can buy all this fucking real estate for deep discount. Just amazing. Foreclosure shit. Right there. If ever. Right? I call that the super spike entry. Even on this, I'm having impatience. We're playing this back 1 week, only takes like 10 minutes. I'm still impatient. I want it to come down here. And cha-ching. Wow, look at this thing's getting the fucking direction right and everything. It's hilarious. It's goddamn trend bot, what the fuck it is. Trend bots do make money. Don't make fun of my trend bot, son. How do you think I paid for your misschooling? Why do you think grandma has to come over and cook all the time? Wow, look at how they just nicked that fucking limit. Look at that. They chopped some poor goober out of that. Was running my money management stop, and damn nabbit if them fucking bankers didn't come by and take me out. And then you know what they did? My buddy was short. And they took him out, too. Well, looky here. Right there, he had his stop. We both looked at each other and said, we're getting fucked. It's rigged. Fucking market's rigged. What the fuck are these people looking at, man? So lost in their moving averages. Really? You didn't notice the fucking stop hunt? Look at them take out that rooftop. Oh, boy. What a beautiful fucking pullback. Everybody's on the short wagon. Yeah, you could fade this 4-period bullshit. Just fade moving average systems. I mean, they do suck giant dick. I mean, it's pretty funny that these people want to trade these systems with these rules. What you do here, you see, is... dude, can't you see when the robot's got its head up its ass? Are you fucking kidding me? Can't you see when your indicator's full of shit? It's like that chick I made fun of that she says, what happens when your fibs are lying to you? Do you trust your fibs? I can't draw a fibs fast enough. I try. Oh, look, we got cloud went green. Goober's just got a green heads up. Their signal service just said it's an uptrend again. Yeah, if you believe that, then just fade the Gooberbot. Gooberbot says sell, you're loading up. You guys have to buy. Yeah, unfortunately, you have to buy the both, both, right? Well, when do I fade it? Well, I mean, you could have. It never got a signal to fade it here. Maybe when you fade it, you double your size. Oof! Look at this thing. What a beast! It's definitely forming a brutal rally. Look how nobody's selling it resistance here. Look, the Goobers just went long with a low volatility entry. Oh, they just scalped out to there. Oh, it's going to be vicious once you get above here. But we be sailing up there. See, it doesn't change the trade plan amazingly. Look at that thing cut into my sell limits. Oh, yeah. Somebody took the first scalp. Now we got to go plunging below here for the big boys to rape them bulls. Wow, look at them go. Okay, we're going to sell so much up here. People's eyes are going to fall out. Okay, we're 25% filled. We're looking for this. Come up and hit us. We just keep going here with a 200 pip stop. 3 standard lots per ticket. And then we're going to take the whole trade off when we come back to here. How are we doing so far? Son, we are so underwater. I can't tell your mom what's going on right now. Okay, we sold the market. And we're looking to fill them more limits. Now, don't shit your pants, son, because we're going to ride it all the way back to here and then some. Just hang in there. Don't let them scare you out of that trade. All those big boys are out there. Hunt my stops. God, they took Judd out last week. He was on the opposite side of this trade, and he blew up his account. Everybody got blowed up. Market just went up and down. It's like real loud noise. Really? No. They did that to your account? Bring it over here. Let me see. Call somebody. Call an attorney. I've been blown up. Look at that, scalpers. They only took like 10 pips off the table. Now they're going to crush it. We just sold the market again. Go tell your mom we just sold the market again. It's time to go see if we can get a loan on the car. I don't know if this trade's going to work out. This sell high shit. Where'd you get this course from? I got it on the internet. $3,500 plus full lifetime coaching support, suicide hotline support. Really? I don't know. It comes with your own personal life coach that you can beat up. Okay, so we have to have enough patience to ride it back to here. That's the true scalper's exit. But we have been taking some money off the table. We'll start getting out here to be in a safe side. Okay, we just took something off the table. I white knuckled that for a second. I hate selling. But sometimes, man, I mean, this could actually take out this support, rip through it the other way. This is the dollar yen, don't forget. Samurai. This is kamikaze. Trade this fucker. How do you think that Su Lee makes all that money? He's probably could trade the yen with his eyes closed. So here we go, man. This is the big moment of truth. Are we going to pull back deeper? Should I hold my shorts? I think we're going to take out this wick. It's just too trapped up here. Anything up in this thing, it's just a big, scary thing for the bulls. I think we're going to crush it back to here. So I'm going to ride this back and go flat. Okay, so we just cashed out of something else, I can tell, because we just took out the low of that last 4 hour by like 1 pip. 1 pipette. So hopefully we took something off the table. Because these bulls are eager. They're very eager. High volatility. Now we could crush down. I still want to see us take this out and not be cashing out into this. Never even came back to that breakout point. Wow. He has just left that in the dust. It's way the fuck down here. You know, when these markets take off, you know, sometimes you just don't look back. They're going to crush down now. So it's a good thing I called my life coach. He said to hold on to that trade till you get back there. Okay, so we cashed out. That's what my life coach is for. So stick in there, stay in that trade. Don't let them scare you out of that trade. Big boys are pounding on my door. Now watch it go for a full tilt in golf. Okay, now I am going to start putting my buy limits here again. Stacking them up. Okay, that's how it is. Rinse and repeat. Same old, same old.